to come in. I wanted to say hello and say welcome to the closing scope of the Perry 10K Share-a-thon for today. We've been talking all about how mindset affects business, and we've had some fantastic views on the subject by so many amazingly wonderful people. Hi, how are you? Perry 10K is a collaborative mastermind of thought leaders and change makers who are dedicated to changing the world one live stream at a time. Thank you so much for the hearts. Please share and invite your followers to join in, and then go back and watch everybody else's scope. So my name is Jennifer Wegman, and I'm a market research specialist. I help entrepreneurs to keep the pulse of their audience so that they can build profitable, sustainable businesses. And today it's going to be kind of funny because I'm going to piggyback off of some of the things that Dan and Code and Glitter said earlier on mindset, and kind of, hey, Beth is awesome. If you're not doing her manifesting challenge in her Facebook group Future Millionaires, you should be doing that. Yes, great lives from everybody. So I'm going to piggyback off of Dan and approach mindset in a bit of a different way. So Dan had said something to the effect of, if your mind is set on offering something and it doesn't work out, you feel basically like shit, right? And one way that you can combat that and keep your mind set up is if you actually ask people what they want before you make it. It's really not a hard concept. You can do market research ahead of the time and save yourself the aggravation and the heartache and the shame by not doing it ahead of time. Yeah, exactly. You need to, and this is a big thing for me, we are all so emotionally attached to everything that we do, especially in business. When a launch doesn't go the way that it's supposed to, when nobody buys your stuff, you feel like crap, right? And so you can approach it from two ways. One way, you can go in the beginning and ask the people what they want and then give them what they need based on what the results were. Or you can take what happened and use it as a learning experience and then supplement that with market research going forward. Never ask a friend about a product or a service, because they will want to tell you what they think you want to hear. If you've invented a new product, your friends won't want to hurt your feelings. If you ask the public, if you have a product, beat down doors. Everything. Products are our creative children, so are our services, and we love them. It depends on who you ask, but I think you need, when you ask a friend, you're asking a friend. When you ask two people, you're asking two people. When you ask like 15 or 20 people, you're crowdsourcing. And you're getting an unbiased opinion on what people will actually want and buy, right? The other thing this kind of flows into that is to be open to change. You can, it's up to you if you want to ask your friends, but I highly suggest asking friends and people that you don't know or don't know very well, because they will be brutally honest with you, because they're not going to care about your feelings. They're going to care about what's in it for them more than they're going to care about your friends. Exactly. Are your friends your ideal client or your target market? I think, your biz besties can give you some perspective, and they will shut you down if they think it's really stupid to begin with. They'll shut you down. But if like I asked my best friend, she wouldn't know the difference and she wouldn't care because she doesn't really know. Yeah, exactly. You have to ask more. You have to ask a wide cross-section of people what they think of your product or service, and then get feedback and move kind of forward with it. And you have to be open to change. You have to be open to evolution, which is the E in my Pulse process. Evolution. If you look at the data, if you look at the feedback, if you look at the market research, but are still so dead set on doing what you're doing, and then you fail, then that will really, for lack of a better term, fuck up your mindset, right? And that will do you no good in the long term for the sustainability and profitability of your business. You have to be willing to make the changes that are necessary to bring in profit. Creatives are really bad at that, yes, and I said in Uniscope, I'm the opposite. I am like the solicitor, which is a lawyer here in the US, and the accountant. I am very process-driven, information-driven, evidence-driven, but I'm also creative, that I need to find a creative way to use these processes. So a creative is a good partner for someone like me who is focused on taking the emotion out of the decision and looking at what the data is telling you objectively, and then making changes. You may not have to abandon the thing that you want to do. You may just have to tweak it a little bit, or tweak how you're telling it to people, because that's a lot of the problem too. 5 minutes, wow. That can be part of the issue too. Maybe what you have is what the people need or want, but they just don't know they want it. They don't realize they want it because you're not talking to them in the right way. You don't have their voice because you haven't gotten it. You haven't taken the time. And then Code and Glitter talked about competition, comparisonitis, and competition being fierce, and worrying about whether somebody else is better or cheaper or whatever. So, a big thing that I like to think about and talk about, especially like as a Zumba instructor, those of you who know me know I'm a Zumba instructor. And when I first started doing Zumba, I used to look in the mirror, and I used to think, the only thing I could think about was how in the terms of Bridget Jones, my jiggly bits. And everybody was looking at me. I was just critiquing myself. And then when I became an instructor, I started to change the perspective on how I would look at myself in the mirror. I looked at myself for my cues. How am I cueing people? How are my feet moving? What is my technique? How do I look? Am I smiling? Right? And so you have to change your perspective on the competition, right? If you look at the competition and you think, oh, she's better than me, she's better than me, she's doing this better, she's making a 30K a month and I'm not, this, that, and the other thing, is I look at competitors and competition as awareness, right? When you're aware of who else does what you do and how they do it, it enables you to find holes in the marketplace that you can nicely fit in and offer your services in a way that nobody else is doing it. Just as with Beth is doing it. With her mindset approach is very much about the NLP and the neurological, whereas Niloufer's is more about, as she said, the flow. It's the same subject. They are technically competitors, but they've each found a unique niche to work out of, right? Exactly, to serve. And by monitoring and following your competitors, it actually can improve your mindset because it can inspire you to create new content to support your mindset. So I look at competition and I look at, what hashtags are they using and how are they inspiring their people? What are they talking about? What are they coming up with? And what maybe is there a place for me to, there's so many comments, guys, I just can't keep up. So I apologize for not answering to every single one of them, but you guys are awesome. How are they doing what they're doing, and how are people responding to what they're doing, and where maybe could I fit in, or could I use them as inspiration for the things that I want to do? And then that boosts your mindset. And better yet, even, this is the networker in me, how can I bring them into my network and collaborate? Even if I do the same thing, then, even if I do the same thing as somebody else, thank you, Beth, even if I do the same thing as somebody else, there may be a way for both of us to collaborate together and offer some unique perspectives. Or people who are kind of competing, but not really. Like, I've been working with some messaging strategists to be guest experts with them. There's different ways that you can bring in and show other pieces of the thing that you do that only enables you to stand out more because of it, right? Yes, thank you everybody so much who's joined. I only have, 30 seconds, 1 minute left. Again, this was the Perry 10K Share-a-thon. Keep your mind always open, and you can inspire yourself by looking at me, anything. Exactly. Thank you so much, US Stem Cell. And thank you so much to all our speakers, Dan, Code and Glitter, Una, Niloufer, Beth, and me. And please like and share this out. Thank you to the replay viewers for watching. Perry 10K Share-a-thon. If you want to get on the wait list, go to perry10k.join. If you want to learn more about me, you can follow me at Insights by Jen on all the social media platforms and join my Facebook group, Informed Entrepreneurs with Jennifer Wegman. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.